Alright, we're going to show you a little bit of information here about some complex nesting of searching and how to use it to actually parse some stuff from the text. Let's real quick zoom in here. What I wanted to do here is pretty clear. Is I wanted to get the domain name out of the emails. Here, clear cube again. Okay, so how do I do that? We know that the domain name begins after the @ sign. Okay, so we know we want to grab the text after that all the way up to either the end of the text or to the next comma that follows after that. Okay, so logically, I mean, looking at it, if you were a person that were just going to try and do it manually, you would just, you know, put your mouse after the @ sign and go to the end of it, either the comma or the end of the text. So what we're going to use here is we're going to use two functions. We're going to use the mid function. Actually, we're going to use a few functions. We'll also use the len function, but we're basically going to use the mid function to cut out that text. Okay, so let's real quick, we'll take a look at the mid function. Mid function takes 3 values. All right. Mid function asks you, where do you want to take it out of, where do you want to start, and how many characters do you want to take. Okay, out of this cell, we're going to go to the 4th character, we're going to take 4 characters. Okay, so the question is, how do we come up with those 3 numbers down here? Okay, because we don't know those numbers, we can't just put 4 in. So the trick is to go ahead and nest. We use the search function, which will return a number. Okay, and if you do insert function help, you're seeing here in the help dialog text that's being searched, and you see that this is providing us the value of 1. Told you needed 3 numbers. Where we're going to take it, where we're going to start, how many characters we're going to grab, and then here we're seeing the results 2, 3, 4, 5. Because basically what we want to do is we want to start here just after the @ sign, right? And we're going to go to the end of the URL. Right? Here there's nothing at the end, right? We have no delimiter. Here we have a delimiter of a comma, right? So we have 2 cases. So we need to do an if function that checks if there's a comma after the first comma. Okay, so the only delimiter we can use here, we get 1, and then we got the total length of the thing. So if we do the length of the thing minus the location of this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we do the length of this minus the first 10 characters, all right, then we'll have what we need, which is it. aat-corp.com here, if I were to take that one. This one, we can go to the first @ sign and the comma, the second comma, right? There's no second comma here, so this one's easy, @ sign to the second comma, alright? So, what does the function look like? Well, I mean, we've done it here, alright? We pulled it out. As you see, this has got formula in here, but it's a really long formula. So let me show you the formula that I did here. I put a comma, quote mark, so it can be treated as text, but basically we check a search to see if there's a comma after we start at the 4th character and go forward from there and look for any comma. Okay, so here, if we start at the 4th, we're at the E, and we go forward from there looking for a comma. And of course, there's not one here. Here, we start here at the 4th, go forward, we find a comma here. Okay, so if this is found, it won't throw an error. If no comma is found, you'll get an error. If it errors, this returns true or false. So I don't necessarily have to do equals true or equals false. It's either true that the search is successful, it's either true that the search fails and gives an error, or it's not. Okay? So if it's true, it's going to do the first thing of the if function, which is this. Alright? So it's, is error, did it error? Yes, it did. Okay. So in order to do that, now we're going to go do the middle function, okay, of this cell. And we're going to start at the @ sign, alright, +1. So we're going to start in, we're going to take the middle of this text, we're going to start at the U, okay? The @ sign's location, the number returned from that +1. So we're going to start at the U, okay? See that? Search @ sign in there, starting from the first @ sign, or first character, +1, okay? And then we have to tell it how much. Okay, so we're going to start here, and how far do we want to go? How many characters is that it needs to grab from this point forward, from the middle of the text? So what we do is we do the full length of the whole thing, minus our search, minus the 1. Okay? Alright? Alright? So there's, if we got no second comma, that's what's going. Okay? So we checked, it threw an error looking for the second comment, so there is none. So it does this one, the full length minus it. Now, if there is a second comma, okay, let me scroll this a little bit. Aha! If there is a second comma, okay, starting from here. No, this is that one, okay. Alright, so here we go. This is if there is a second comma. We're going to take a the middle of it, starting at the first @ sign, +1, as we said. Alright, now how do we determine how many characters we take? Well, we know we're going to the second comma. So, we're searching the second comma. How do we know we're getting the second comma? Because we're starting, where is it? How do we know we're getting the second comma? Yes, okay. The number's hidden here. We're searching, we're taking the middle of it, we're starting it after the @ sign, alright, @ sign +1. Okay? How much are we going to take? So what we need to do is we need to find the second comma, right? Because we can't do the full length because there's all kinds of additional emails after the comma. So we have to go from the second comma and backwards. So how do we find the second comma? Well, we start searching at the location of a comma that we know is past the @ sign. Okay, here. Okay. This position minus this position gives us the total length of what we want to grab in between, because it can change. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we got C is 8, the 8th position. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21. So 21 minus 8, alright, will give us the @ sign, so we also got to subtract an additional one. So basically what this function does is it starts the search for the second one after the @ sign, gets the number of that location, okay, and then subtracts the number of the location of the @ sign location, which we said was 8. Right. Pretty complex. It looks more complex than it is. Once you get used to the logic of it, it kind of flows. Anyways, the sum total is, I have way. Oh, see, now hold on a second here. See, my math is wrong. It cut off the com. So what I need to do on the full len one, but it's only doing that on the ones that don't have a second comma in it. So I need to go into this function. This was not necessary. My bad. Okay. So we fixed that. Now why is there a value on that one? Because it's trying to, there's no email there. Okay. Got it all. Now if I wanted to, I could actually add HTTP to the front of this automatically by making the formula just a little more complex and putting here before the mid function HTTP : / and I would have to add that in 2 locations because it doesn't work on this one. Gotcha.